welcome to my channel. My name is Uluwadara Salt, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my experience from the Daniel fast. So let's get into what we have for today. What is the Daniel fast? The Daniel fast is a popular fast. It's a vegetarian fast that is gotten from the book of Daniel. In Daniel chapter 1 and Daniel chapter 10, Daniel fasted. In Daniel chapter 1, Daniel decided to eat just vegetables when they were freshly captured by the Babylonians. All right. So I'm just going to read from the Bible to save us the stress of all of this explanation. So in Daniel chapter 1, verse 8, the Bible says, Daniel resolved not to defile himself with the royal food and wine, and he asked the chief official for permission not to defile himself in this way. Verse 12 says, Please test your servant for 10 days. Give us nothing but vegetables to eat and water to drink. So, this is what the Daniel fast is all about. You eat nothing but vegetables and water. You stay away from wine, you stay away from dairy, you stay away from animal produce, basically. And in Daniel chapter 10, we have another type of Daniel fast. In Daniel 10, I'm going to read from verse 2 and 3. It says, At that time, I, Daniel, mourned for 3 weeks. I ate no choice food, no meat or wine touched my lips, and I used no lotions at all until the 3 weeks were over. So at this point, Daniel had a vision and he was really bothered by the vision. So he mourned for 3 weeks. That's 21 days. So he had no choice food, no choice meat. In Daniel chapter 1, Daniel decided not to defile himself with the king's meat because of several reasons. There are several reasons that could have contributed to Daniel not wanting to eat from the king's table. Number one, they were idol worshippers. The Babylonians were idol worshippers, and the meats from the king's table could have been sacrificed to their idols before eating. All right, that's one. Two is they may have unclean meats that had been added to their food. They may not have gone through all of the normal ceremonial procedures or processes that the Jews would normally go through if they wanted to eat. So, all of these things would have defiled Daniel as a Jew. These things could have been the contributing factors for why Daniel said he wasn't going to eat the meat from the king's table. The other one, which is the 3 weeks fasting, is one where you're supposed to have no lotion. You're supposed to also eat vegetarian diet and water. You're not supposed to go out for 21 days. You're supposed to be locked up and just concentrate on God. Shut out the world and concentrate on God. So why did I decide to do the Daniel fast? Well, I had seen way too many video suggestions on Daniel fast. So many people, I did the Daniel fast. I did the Daniel fast. I did the Daniel fast, especially ladies. And a lot of them would come and say, Oh, I did the Daniel fast. I met my husband. I did the Daniel fast. I got a car. I did the Daniel fast. I got a house. I did the Daniel fast. This happened. That happened. I got a job. I got a miracle. All right. So I really wanted to experience this for myself. That was why I decided to do the Daniel fast. I wanted to know what the big deal was about the Daniel fast. Why is it so special? And that's why I did it. How long did I do the Daniel fast for? 21 days. Yes, I did the Daniel fast for 21 days, but I did not go through the same route that Daniel went through. I did not stay without lotion. However, I stayed on vegetarian diet, stayed away from processed food, stayed away from meat, stayed away from dairy and wine, basically. And it was quite interesting for me, if you ask me. It wasn't so difficult because I am a health junkie. I love to stay healthy. So I'm very passionate about my health. I love to eat healthy. So a lot of things I had during the Daniel fast were things that I normally would have as a healthy person. Okay, so it wasn't so difficult for me to do the Daniel fast. And I have a question in my mind, and the question is, if the Daniel fast is basically vegetarian diet, does this mean that all vegetarians do the Daniel fast daily for the rest of their lives? Does it mean they're fasting? All right, that's just the question in my head. So, what was my experience during the Daniel fast? quick, fast, and easy. First things first, I was on leave. I was on leave from work for 2 weeks. So the first 2 weeks of my fast, I was able to concentrate on nothing but my books because I was preparing to write an exam. So I was on an examination leave from work, and I was able to concentrate. Basically, I spent most of my time reading and studying the Bible and also praying, and I would check my phone at the end of the day. That was how it went. I think one thing that I would say is when I did the Daniel fast, I was able to concentrate more because, of course, I shut out the world and just focused on other things. I was able to remember things more. I was able to pray more. I was able to remember my dreams more. But those were the things. Did I get a miracle? No, I did not get a miracle during the Daniel fast. Does this mean I did something wrong? No, it doesn't mean that I did something wrong. I believe that every fast should basically be a period for you to concentrate on God. The sole purpose or primary purpose for fasting shouldn't be to get something from God, shouldn't be to get a miracle. And I believe that that's what the Daniel fast is all about. It's a fast for consecration. When Daniel fasted, when he said he wasn't going to defile himself with the meats from the king's table, he did not do that because he wanted a miracle from God. He did that because he wanted to stay consecrated to the God of the Jews. All right. So, and that's exactly what I did. I didn't get a miracle. Well, I passed my exam. Maybe that could pass for it. But I think if I had studied without the Daniel fast and prayed as well, I would have definitely passed. But yeah, I did not get a miracle during the Daniel fast. So I really do hope that this eases the tension from everyone who may have done the Daniel fast and didn't get a miracle. And you probably think that you are doing something wrong, or you probably think you've done something wrong. You have done nothing wrong, my dear. You just did not get the miracle. Also, I think when it comes to getting a miracle during Daniel fast, I believe that the people who got a miracle or who got miracles from the Daniel fast were people who were looking up to God for a miracle. For me, I didn't have a prayer point. I didn't have an expectation. I didn't have things I was trusting God for. I just really wanted to try out the fast, see how it was going to work out for me, and I did. I also wanted to take this as an advantage to stay consecrated to God, to concentrate on God as well. And that was exactly what it was for me. I wasn't asking for anything. I just wanted to be at alert. So I think that the Daniel fast is a good fast if you want to purge your body, purge your soul, because you get to concentrate on God alone and shut out other things. So basically, I think that's that for me. Should you do the Daniel fast? Well, I think this is a personal question. The decision to do the Daniel fast has to be made by you. I'm not going to make that decision for you. I think you are in the best position to decide on whether or not you want to do the Daniel fast. I think if you're trusting God for something, you have a prayer request, I think that 21 days fasting would work for you because at this time Daniel was mourning. He was weighed down by the vision that he had seen. So if you have something you're trusting God for, you're sad, you're downcast, I think the 21 days Daniel fast would do for you. But if all you really just want is to consecrate yourself to God, realign your heart, purge your body, purge your soul, I think the 10 days fasting will do. So yes, that's it from me, guys. If you want me to do a video on the things I ate while doing the Daniel fast, please let me know, especially if you are in Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. So I did the fast. If you've been seeing Daniel fast recipes online and you just feel like these things are not applicable to you, you really want to know what it's like to do a Daniel fast as a Nigerian and the things you should eat and the things you shouldn't eat, let me know if you want me to show you the things that I ate during the Daniel fast. Thank you so much for staying tuned to this very moment. If this video was beneficial to you, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.